Hello everyone, welcome back to Naomi's Bookshelf. I am here today with a video about books I want to read, nonfiction books that I want to read. I have 10 here. They are all books that I'm extremely interested in or books that I am intrigued about. A lot of these books have been on my shelves for a while and I need to pick them up ASAP. But unfortunately, they did not fit onto my November TBR. So these are books that I want to read, but did not put on my TBR. So you have not been spoiled if you've watched my TBR for the month. So we're going to start off with one that is always, this character always fascinates me in mythology and history and legends and all that. And that is Robin Hood. And this is Robin Hood by David Baldwin. So this is, it has pictures and everything, and it's, I think, the true story, or as true as you can get, about Robin Hood, because so much of it is put in legend. So I'm very interested to pick this up. I really would like to pick it up eventually, but sometimes you just don't have enough time. So this is one that I have been thinking about for a while, if I ever can find the time. The next one is one that I want to listen to via audiobook, but I found a physical copy, so I'll show you the cover, and that's Boss Lady, or Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. Not Boss Lady, that's another book I own though. And this one I want to listen to an audio. I really enjoyed Amy Poehler's Yes Please on audio, and I've heard this one is great on audio as well. Same kind of concept, a comedian, her life story, or parts of her life story. So I want to pick it up pretty quick. The next one is one that is a little bit different, and it is one that is about Anne Boleyn. And it is The Fall of Anne Boleyn, A Countdown by Claire Ridgway. So this one is about Anne Boleyn's execution, and it's kind of counting down by date to the date of her execution and what happens, who's involved, all the different parties. And it's very much told on a timeline. So I really am interested in this format and I want to pick it up pretty quick. I wish I could have fit it into Buzzwordathon or any of those other readathons, but no such luck. So this one I want to pick up soon. It has been intriguing me for a while, and I definitely think it should be a really good read about Anne Boleyn's life and her final days. Now, in pairing with that, I do have another one about, let me just get off the pile, I accidentally end up on the bottom. Another one that I have is about the other side of the coin, and it's about her sister-in-law, Jane Boleyn. So this is Jane Boleyn, The True Story of the Infamous Lady Rochford, and it is by Julia Fox. So this one is the true story behind her sister-in-law, who I believe accused Anne Boleyn and Jane's husband, George, of incest, I think. So I really wanted to pick this up. I think I've owned this book for like 4 years, and it's been floating around with me, and I just need to read it. It sounds good. I really am interested in it, and I love the whole time period, and I want to pick up this book because it seems like it villainized Jane Boleyn in history. She is often looked at with villainous eyes, and I want to see it from the perspective of her. So I want to see her perspective and not the villain who we've all come to look at her as. So those are my two Tudor-esque books. I do have a few more, and one of them, 2 more actually, are paired in some way. And the first one is one I own, and that is The Portrait of a Killer, Jack the Ripper Case Closed by Patricia Cornwall. Now, the only thing that's holding me back from this book is its size, because it's quite large. It's like 400 pages, and I know that's not giant. I've read bigger nonfictions, but nonfiction takes me longer, and it's a good thing because I really delve in, I think through it more carefully. It really is something where I really enjoy and like savor the book. But because of that, this is such a large book, I'm kind of scared to do that. So we'll see when I get around to this one, but I do want to read it. It sounds very interesting, and how I think she picks a killer and she finds all the evidence for him to be the murderer, or to be Jack the Ripper. So yeah, I really do want to pick this one up soonish. Now, another one that's kind of paired with that is one I just heard about as the nonfiction award winner. I can't remember the awards it's given, but that is The Five by, I've already forgotten her name, Haley something. But I will put a picture up here, and I am really intrigued as it's about Jack the Ripper's victims and about their lives, and it's not about Jack the Ripper. So it's kind of like that, but different side of the coin as well. So that one should be interesting. Now I have 2 more physical books and 2 more books that I cannot find for the life of me. And so one of these is a book I actually went and listened to the author herself talk about this book and talk about her experience. And she was like 95 and it was amazing. But that's Behind Enemy Lines by Marta Cohn. Now this one is interesting because it's about a French Jewish spy who spoke German and infiltrated Germany and basically passed on information to the Allies, and some of her actions actually helped stop or have helped end the war. I don't want to go into too much detail. I haven't read it yet, obviously, but when I went to the talk that she gave, it was so incredible. She gave her story. She didn't give all the details, so I don't know everything in this book, but it's so crazy. And even things like when the concentration camps, when she like went and she was talking to Germans and they were joking and bragging about the Jews being killed in gas chambers, she had to pretend it was okay, otherwise she would have been caught out as a spy, and she had no idea that was happening. So things like that were just so crazy to hear about from her mouth. And then also, like, this book sounds so great. And the best part, I think, is that she's so humble too, because no one knew that she had done crazy things during the war, like pretend to be a German nurse, going behind the enemy lines, as the title says, until they went to France as a family when she was like 80. And then they were looking up her, like, you know, her history with the, I think it was with the military there, with the French military or something like that. And they found out that she received the highest medal possible given by the France government, which was the same medal that they gave to Winston Churchill for his efforts in the war. So crazy story, crazy amazing person. So I really am excited to read this, and it's her own story. Now it is my only signed book, so I kind of value it a lot. But she was an incredible woman to go visit. So yeah, gotta talk about that. Now the last physical book that I own, or not that I own, because I own the other 2, I just can't find them. The last one I want to talk about that I can hold up for you is Women and C.S. Lewis. So this is edited by Carolyn Curtis and Mary Pomeroy Key, and it's a bunch of essays, I think, about how C.S. Lewis interacted with women and how he wrote women. I know that a lot of people tend to view him as sexist or anti-feminist, or the way he wrote women, the way different things like that. So I'm really interested in reading these. It's about short stories or short essays, opinion pieces and interviews, and all those kinds of things. So I think it's going to be really interesting to read. I am a big fan of C.S. Lewis's work, even though I have not read much, and I do want to fix that eventually in my life. But I do want to pick this up and see how he views women and what people think of C.S. Lewis and how he talks about women and all those things. So that's the last one I can show you. The last 2 I will be putting a picture up here. So the first one is Educated, and that's by Tara Westover. I do own that one. I am very disappointed I can't find it right now, but I do want to read it. It's about a woman surviving her crazy family and going out and getting a birth certificate and going to university and all those crazy things. I love stories like that where women or people even just survive and push through the elements to survive, and especially true stories. So that's one that I really want to get to. Another one is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Wall, I believe. And that one is very similar, very heavy family abuse, all those things going on, but her survival and getting out of it. So I am really intrigued to pick that one up as well. Now, I don't think I'll pick them back to back because that will be quite a heavy reading time, but that would be something I do want to pick up. So those are the 10 books that I own that are nonfiction, and I can't believe I couldn't read in Nonfiction November. There's just not enough time in the world to read all the books that I want to read. So I personally am shooting myself in the foot for not reading these books because I really want to. I'm so excited to pick them up. Oh well, eventually I will. So please let me know down below in the comments what are some of the nonfiction books that you can't wait to pick up, or that you are super excited to find out more about, or your favorite nonfiction book that you just recently read. I would love to hear what you thought about nonfiction books, especially the ones that may have surprised you, because those are always the best in my opinion. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to subscribe and you haven't, please do so. And I will see you all next time. Bye for now.